Hello students, in this video we are going to learn the first chapter from your supplementary reader in English for class 9, Moments. So the name of the chapter is The Lost Child, written by Mulk Raj Anand. So the title of the story is The Lost Child. Here we are going to talk about a child who got lost in the fair. A child went to a fair with his parents and he got lost in the fair. So let us see how he got lost. Okay, what happened? What are the things that he saw in the fair? How was the fair? We will learn everything, okay, in this story. So it's a very interesting story. I'll explain as well as I will tell you the difficult word meanings. You can see the picture there. There is a small child, the boy, and the parents. There are many, but you see the boy and his parents, okay, and they all are there in the fair. So now let us begin the story. A child goes to a fair with his parents. He is happy and excited and wants the sweets and toys displayed there, but his parents don't buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? So there is a question asked by the writer. So here it says there was a child who went to a fair with his parents. He was very happy and very excited, and he wanted the sweets, the toys, which were displayed in the fair. But his parents didn't buy them for him. But afterwards, we will find in the story another man, a stranger, offering the child everything that he wanted, but he refused. So what is the reason behind, okay, why he refused when someone offered everything that he wanted to him? Okay, so now the story begins in this way. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily-clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. So the story took place in the spring season, in the month of February and March. Right after the winter season, spring season comes, right? So it was the festival of spring. So after a very cool winter, the spring season is followed. Okay, so the people are so happy that the winter season is over, and they all are going to the fair to celebrate the festival of spring. So they were so happy as they went to the fair. They were dressed with good clothes, nice clothes or beautiful clothes, okay, and very happily they all had gone to the fair. So some means here we are talking about the people, those who had gone to the fair, okay. So some they went by walking, some they rode on horses, and some they sat in a bamboo or like bullock carts, okay, and they were carried. And apart from all this, okay, the people, there was a little boy, okay, a very small boy, okay, a little boy who also went to the fair along with his father and mother. So this little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter, which means the boy seemed to be very happy, very excited to go to the fair. Okay, now let us see the next. "Come, child, come," called his parents as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. So the child, when he saw many things from the stalls, okay, from the shops, he was very much attracted by the toys. And what he did, he stood there, okay, and he kept on watching at them. So his parents told him to come, to go forward, because he was lagging behind. Lagging means the act of staying behind. So the boy hurried towards his parents, okay, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. So he was called by his parents. So his legs were moving forward, but his eyes were still looking, okay, still trying to look at those receding toys. Why these receding toys? Receding means less clear. He was walking further, okay, and so he could not see the toys very clearly. He was turning back, okay, and he was going on looking, though he was walking forward, okay, because he was so much attracted by the toys. So as he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. So the child, he could not put to an end his desire, okay, his desire. His heart has a desire of buying the toys, okay. So the desire of his heart, okay, he could not put to an end. He knew very well that his parents, okay, his parents will not allow him to, or will not offer him all those that he wanted. The old cold stare means without any feelings of emotion. He knew very well that his parents don't have any feelings of emotion. Okay, and he knew that his parents will surely refuse if he asks something from them. But still then, okay, after seeing the boy requested. Pleaded means requested. I want that toy, he pleaded. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant's way. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, Look, child, what is before you? It was a flowering mustard field, bell like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. So he knew very well that his father or his parents will not give him anything or buy him anything, but he requested, saying that he wanted a toy, that toy. Okay, he wanted a toy. But when the child requested for a toy, his father looked at him with red-eyed. Red-eyed means with anger. Okay, the father got angry. He looked at him with red eye in his familiar tyrant's way. Tyrants means a cruel look, an oppressive ruler. Okay, so the father was so angry. Okay, with anger, he looked at him. His mother melted by seeing his son. Okay, by seeing the boy, by seeing the child's desire. His mother's heart got melted by the free spirit, by that child. Okay, and she became very tender and loving. And so lovingly, she gave her finger to the child, okay, and told him to hold. And later on, the mother showed him something and told him to look what is before him. It was a flowering mustard field. We all know mustard field. It looks gold in color, yellow in color, right? So it was a flowering mustard field, bell like melting cold, okay, as it swept across miles and miles of even land. It was a very vast area which was filled with full of mustard, okay, mustard, and it was yellow in color. It looks like melting cold. Okay, it was very beautiful to look at. So the mother showed that the natural beauty, okay, the nature to her a child. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. Gaudy means in a showy manner, very bright, okay, and showy. So in that master field, there were a group of dragonflies. They were bustling. Bustling means move in, okay, move in an energetic or busy manners. So there were many dragonflies flying over the mustard field, okay, showing their beautiful purple wings. They were intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly. Intercepting means preventing the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly. They were also a butterfly and also a black bee. So they were preventing Okay, why they were preventing? Because this, okay, preventing the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. So for what purpose they had come? They had come to get the sweetness. Okay, so these dragonflies, they were preventing, okay, preventing those lone black bee or a butterfly. So the child followed them in the ear, followed the dragonflies, okay, with great admiration. Gaze means admiration. Okay, so he started running after them. He forgot the toys. Okay, what he saw earlier, he had already forgotten the toys, and he was so much attracted by the dragonflies, and he ran, okay, or he followed them in the air with great admiration. Till one of them would steal its wings and race, and he would try to catch it. See, he kept on running after them, okay, and he tried to catch the dragonflies when the dragonflies take rest on the flowers. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost got it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Come, child, come onto the footpath. So he went and ran after the dragonflies, but he could not catch those dragonflies. Then the mother gave him a call, okay, telling him to come to the footpath, because he had already gone to the mustard field. Okay, so his mother want him to come to the footpath. So the child returned back without catching any of the dragonflies. So he ran towards his parents very happily, and he walked abreast. Abreast means side by side, okay, facing the same way, which means they were going to the same place, right, to the fair, same destination. So side by side, okay, the child also walked with the parents, with his parents. Being, however, soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. So as they were going to the fair, again the child, okay, he was attracted by the little insects and the worms, okay, they were along the footpath, and they were teeming out. Teeming out means they were pouring out, okay, they were coming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. So when he saw the little insects, he stayed back, okay, he was left behind because he was so much attracted that he stopped walking, okay, and he was left behind. Then again his parents called him. Come, child, come. His parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. He ran towards them. Then the parents, who took rest under the shade of a grove. Grove means a small group of trees. Okay, so the parents were seated there ahead of him, and the parents called the child, okay, to come nearer, okay, to come to them, to come and take rest for a while. So they seated themselves on the edge of a well. Okay, so since the child was being called by the parents, the child also ran towards them. Now next, a shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. So he entered the grove, a group of trees. There were a group of trees. And as he entered there, the grove, okay, a shower of young flowers fell upon the child. And he forgot his parents because he was so happy seeing the beautiful flowers falling down from the trees. So what the child did was that the child began to gather the petals, the flowers, okay, in his hands. But while he was collecting the petals in his hands, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents shouting. Doves, a bird, okay? He heard the sound of the dove, the bird, okay? And he ran towards his parents shouting, the dove, the dove. The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. So since he was a small boy, okay, now he was very much attracted by the flowers, but after hearing the cooing of the doves, he forgot, and he dropped the petals which were in his hands. Okay, he forgot. Okay, he forgot those beautiful okay, the flowers, the petals. Okay, and he ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove." Okay, now come, child, come. They called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and catering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. So the parents again called the child, okay, and that at that time the child was running in a wild capers. Wild capers means in a playful skipping movement. Okay, he was circling around the banyan tree and playing. Okay, he was enjoying. But at that time, his parents called him, and they went. They took the narrow winding footpath. Winding footpath means a footpath which has got many turnings. Okay, twists. So that very road, okay, that very footpath led to the fair. Okay, that is through the mustard fields. So he didn't get enough time, okay, to play because they were going to the fair. So as he was called by his parents, okay, he also joined his parents to the affair. Now as they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. So here it says, as they means the child and his parents were near to the village, the child saw many other footpaths, okay, and it was full of throngs. Throngs means huge crowds. There were many people who were gathered there, okay, in the fair. Converging means catering, okay, catering to the whirlpool. Whirlpool here it is talking about the crowd, okay. So there were many people in the fair. So and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. So he was also very confused, okay, seeing them, okay, them many people, okay, gathered there. So this is a festival of spring, okay, and many had come to the fair. So being a small child, he could not understand that. He was very much attracted, okay, by the confusion of the world he was entering. So where was he entering? He was entering the fair, okay. Now let us see what are the things that had attracted him. So first one is a sweet meat, okay, a sweet meat. So there was a seller who was selling sweet meat like gulab jamun, rasgulla, okay, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, okay, just at the corner of the entrance of the fair, okay. So there were a crowd, okay, there were many people, okay, around his counter. Why they were standing there? Because they wanted those sweets, okay. So they were crowded, okay, there in that sweet meat sellers, okay, sweet meat seller in the shop, okay. And his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. So that sweet meat seller, how he had arranged his sweets, it was like an architecture of many colors. Architecture means here the sweets were kept in different heights, in different designs, in different heights, okay. So it was decorated with leaves of silver and also gold. It was very attractive to look at, and the smell, okay, that and the scent, okay, and the aroma, okay, the smell that comes out from those sweets, it was very tempting, okay. So many were there, okay, to buy the sweet meat. So the child saw that, okay, and the child heard him, okay, heard the seller shouting, okay, and selling, okay, gulab jamun, okay, rasgulla, barfi, and a jalebi. So the child stared open. The child was also very much attracted by that. So he stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered. Barfi was his favorite sweet. Okay, he liked that barfi so much that his mouth became watery. Okay, and he said very slowly, murmured. Okay, he murmured, "I want that barfi." Why did he murmur? Because he knew very well that his parents will not buy him a barfi. Okay, so that is why he slowly murmured. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded. Heeded means paid attention. His request will not be, his parents will not pay attention towards his request. Okay, and this is the reason why, okay, he did not tell or he did not request to his parents loudly. He just murmured. Okay, so and he knew very well that his parents would say that he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So he did not wait for his parents. He wanted that burfi so much, but he just murmured. Okay, he murmured saying that I wanted that burfi, and he left. Okay, without he did not wait for an answer. He just moved on because he knew very well that his parents will not listen to his request. Okay, so that is the first thing that has attracted him while visiting the fair. Now let us see the second one, a flower seller. Okay, there was also a flower seller, and the flower seller was selling a garland of kol mohor. Kol mohor is a kind of flower, a very beautiful, a very pleasant scent. Okay, garland means necklace. Okay, a necklace which is made of with that natural flower, the kol mohor. Okay, a kind of flower. So he was selling, the flower seller was selling a garland of gold mohur. So the child was so much attracted by that, and it was irresistible. He could not, okay, get away from that. So he went towards the basket, okay, where the flowers were kept in a very large quantity, okay, and he half murmured. At this time also the child murmured, I want that garland. Okay, he did not say it loudly, he just murmured, I want that garland. Why? Because at this time also he knew very well that his parents will not listen to him. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So this is what he thought, okay? So he knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because he felt that his parents would say that the flowers were very cheap, making a kind of excuses. Okay, the parents, they will not buy him the kul mohor, a garland of a kul mohor. So without waiting for an answer, again the child moved on. Okay, so this is the second thing that has attracted him, but he didn't get. Now again, the third one is, a man stood holding a ball with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. Now there was a balloon seller. There was a man standing holding a ball with yellow color, red color, green, and purple. Different colors of balloons, okay, flying from it. So the child was simply carried away, very much attracted, okay, by the rainbow glory of their silken colors. And he was filled with an overwhelming desire. Overwhelming means what? A very strong emotion to possess them all. He really wanted those colorful balloons. He wanted to buy. Okay, so but he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on further. So at this time also, he knew very well that his parents would never buy him that balloons. They would say, the parents would say that he was too old. Now he's already grown up. So it's not his age, okay, or stage to play with such toys. Okay, they will make an excuse saying that, and they will not buy the balloons for him. So he knew that, okay, what his parents would reply, and okay, he knew very well that his parents will not buy or get him the colorful balloons. So this, for the third time also, the child just walked on further. He saw many things. He was very much attracted. He wanted to buy, but knowing his parents very well, okay, he just walked on further. Now, the another thing that had attracted the child is a snake charmer. There was a snake charmer. He was standing there and playing a flute. Okay, and the snake, which was coiled itself in a basket, raised its head, okay, graceful bent like the neck of swan. Swan is like a duck or a water bird. Okay, so like the neck of a swan, okay, the neck of that snake also bent down, and the snake, following the music, okay, it started to dance. Okay, so while the music stole into its invisible ears, like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. Invisible ears. So who has invisible ears? The snake. Have you ever seen an ear of a snake? No, right? Okay, so here when the music is played by the snake charmer, the snake heard the music, okay, the music through its invisible ears, okay, and it started dancing, okay, like gentle rippling. Rippling means the water waves. When you go to a river, okay, when you go to a stream, you throw a stone, okay, and what do you find when you throw a stone into the water? You will see waves, water waves, okay, a circling, okay, a circle, a line, okay, a line round, okay, the very place where you had thrown, okay, where the stone had gone inside, right? So that is called ripple, okay. So the music stole into the snake's invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. Okay, so here the child was very much fascinated, okay, by the snake charmer, and the child went towards the snake charmer. But knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music, coarse means rough, as the snake charmer played, he proceeded further. Here it says that, okay, once the boy had been scolded by his parents. His parents had told him not to listen to such a rough music, a coarse music, like the music that is played by the snake charmer. So the child went towards the snake charmer to listen to the music as well as to watch the snake, but he remembered that and he proceeded further. Okay, so the child had so much of attraction towards all this, but he has lots of fear, okay, towards his parents, and he knew very well that his parents will not listen to him, and so he proceeded further. Now, next, there was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children carried away in a whirling motion, shrieked and cried with dizzy laughter. The child watched them intently, and then he made a bold request. I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother. Okay, now the another thing that had attracted the child was roundabout in full swing. If you had gone to a fair, okay, mela, you might have experienced that, okay. So there was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children, okay, they were sitting there and they were being carried away by the roundabout, okay, in a whirling motion. Whirling motion means in a circle motion. They were rotating, okay, and they were shrieking, they were making a loud noise, okay, they were crying with dizzy laughter. They were feeling dizzy also because it was in a circular motion, right? So they were laughing, they all were enjoying, okay, sitting on a roundabout, okay, in full swing. So the child watched them intently, very curiously, very he was very much fascinated by that, okay, attracted by that, and very intently he looked, okay, he watched at them, and then he made a very bold request. And the request was that, I want to go on the roundabout, please, father, mother. So this is what at this time only he had made a bold request. Earlier, don't you see this child murmuring? Okay, he did not say it loudly that he wanted sweet meat. He wanted garland of kol mohor. He wanted the balloons, the colorful balloons. He wanted to watch the snake charmer. He wanted to listen. He just murmured, right? He did not make a bold request. But at this time, the child made a bold request, telling to his parents that he wanted to go on the roundabout. He requested his father and mother. Okay, so in this first video, I'll explain only up to this much. And in the second video, we will continue the story. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video.